Hi, friends. I have another book in our series that we've been reading. This is the third book in the Bunny Trouble series. So we read Bunny Trouble, and then we read more Bunny Trouble, and this one is called Bad, Bad Bunny Trouble. So I wonder what trouble Ralph is going to get into today. Remember, he's the main character in the book, and I'm remembering from the picture that he loves soccer. Ralph was a bunny who loved soccer more than anything else in the whole wide world. He could play all day long, and he never wanted to stop. "Ralph, come inside now," his mother called. "You have to get dressed for your sister's birthday party." "Rats," said Ralph. It was the last thing that he wanted to do. "Look how dirty you are," scolded his mother. "Quick, go upstairs and change. The guests will be here any minute." Ralph saw that his mother was putting the candles on the birthday cake for Liza. She had also bought a coffee cake. Ralph wondered how it tasted. You can see that right there. There's the cake, and maybe that's the coffee cake. Ralph was still angry at having to leave his soccer game. "This party would be more fun if we could just play soccer instead of sing silly songs," he grumbled. "We'll probably play silly musical chairs or pin the silly tail on the silly donkey." Ralph took his time getting ready. He was the last one to join the party. Oh, he's so grumpy. He's so grumpy. After everyone sang happy birthday, Ralph's mother was ready to cut the cakes. Ralph said, "I want a piece of coffee cake." "No, you can't have coffee cake," said his mother. "It's for the grown-ups. The birthday cake is for the children." "But I don't want birthday cake. I want coffee cake," Ralph cried, and he stomped his feet. "No," his mother said again. Ralph was so angry that he could not control himself. He did something awfully horrible. Oh, he's totally in the red zone, isn't he? He needs to calm himself down. "If I can't have it, then nobody can," he said, and he spat on the cake. That means he spit on the cake. That did it. Now Ralph was in bad, bad trouble. Do you see him right there spitting on the cake? Oh, his poor sister. "Ralph, how could you?" his mother gasped. "Up to the attic this instant. I will deal with you later." Ralph's cheeks were burning as he stomped up to the attic, but he really didn't mind. The attic was the workshop where the rabbits decorated Easter eggs. It was a nice big room, just perfect for working on his fancy footwork. Oh, and look, so he kicked the ball, but look, it crashed into the eggs and it knocked over the paint, right? Suddenly, Ralph heard horrifying screams outside, and from the distance came a terrible chant. "Tasty bunnies, hop, 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 are delicious in the pot. Simmered, boiled, or as a stew. Watch out, here we come for you." Looking out the window, Ralph saw 3 large, savage foxes. Now everyone was in bad, bad trouble. Right? In real life, foxes eat rabbits. Downstairs, there was a great trembling and crying. The rabbits locked the windows and bolted the doors. Then they all went down into the cellar, which was the safest place. Cellar is another word for the basement. In all the commotion, everyone forgot about Ralph. Ralph had to think fast. He picked up a big basket of eggs and threw them out the window. Right here. When the attacking foxes came running, they slipped and slid and skidded and toppled and crashed into each other in the gooey mess of the broken eggs. The foxes were not ready for this. Badly bruised and covered with slimy egg whites, they looked up and saw Ralph laughing in the attic window. They whispered among themselves, and then they disappeared into the bushes. Right? They're probably coming up with another plan. Soon the foxes returned with a long, long ladder. They started to climb up to the attic window. But Ralph was prepared. He had lined up all the pails of Easter egg dye, and one by one he dumped them all over the foxes. First yellow, then blue, then violet, and finally a big pail of bright red dye. This was way too much for the foxes. Grumbling, they slunk back into the bushes. "Victory!" cried Ralph as he kicked his soccer ball across the room. But in the next moment, Ralph heard and felt heavy thumps. Everything in the room started shaking. Now what was happening? What do you think could be happening now? Now what's happening? The foxes were back, and they were still trying to get in. Thump, thump, thump. We're coming through to have a bunny barbecue. Look what they're doing. They have the whole tree, and they're banging the door with the tree. Ralph knew that now he needed some help. He thought of Brutus, the bull, inside of the barn, but the barn was so far away. There's just one chance, he thought. Ralph placed his soccer ball on the windowsill. This would be the most important kick he had ever made. Ralph gave it all he had. The ball arced and soared and disappeared into the open window of the barn. "Ha, ha, ha, you missed us," laughed the foxes, and they gave the door another big thump. Make a prediction. What do you think is going to happen? Inside the barn, the animals were enjoying their afternoon snooze when the ball sailed through the window. It bounced off of the rooster's tail. Oh, Bodie came to say hi. Hold on, Bodie. Are you saying hi to the kids? Okay. Sit down, Bodie. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. I know you want to hear the story. Sit down. Lay down. Lay down. Good boy. Yes, you see the kids. Yes, sit. Sit, Bodie, sit. Okay. He wants to hear the story too. Inside the barn, the animals were enjoying their afternoon snooze. When the ball sailed through the window, it bounced off the rooster's tail. "Yuck-a-doodle-doo!" he cried as the ball headed for the hen. "Squawk!" cried the startled hen, who accidentally laid an egg. The hen laid an egg, Bodie. Yes. Yes. Which dropped on the pig and made her little piglets squeal with laughter. They giggled so hard that they knocked over the milk can. Milk splashed all over the billy goat. Shaking and trying to kick himself dry, the goat woke up the sheep and scared them so much they fell against the ladder, which toppled over and knocked down the bales of hay, which fell on... Try to get around Bodie here so you can see the picture. Yeah, the kids want to see the picture, Bodie. Yes. Who do you think it fell on? Brutus, the bull. Brutus had a terrible temper, and he didn't like to have his nap interrupted. He broke through the pen and crashed out the barn door. He was so mad that nothing could have stopped him. There was only one thing Brutus hated more than being disturbed when he was napping: the color red. And that was precisely what he saw when he stormed out into the yard. Don't eat the book, Bodie. He's licking the book. Don't. You like Brutus? Yeah, you like Brutus? Oh, see the red? 3 fire engine red foxes. Brutus galloped after them and made them howl and run for their lives. Ralph knew that now the foxes were gone for good. "Attaboy, Brutus," he called from the window. "We did it." They did it, Bodie. They did it. They did it. The danger was over. The rabbits climbed out of the cellar. When they found out what Ralph had done, they gave him a big cheer. Then the happy rabbits celebrated not only Liza's birthday, but also their good fortune. Liza told everybody Ralph must be the greatest soccer player in the world. Nobody else could have made a kick like that. After everyone had a piece of birthday cake, they all played a great game of soccer. So I hope you liked this book as much as we like this book. Bodhi likes this book. It is the last one in the series. If you love this series, you can listen to the videos over and over again. Until next time, happy reading, my friends.